presidential, because he could have gone a lot harder on them on this stuff, a lot harder, considering a lot of the architects of the Trump lawfare were in the audience.
Schiff was there.
Adam Schiff was in the audience. A lot of these people that have been trying to put Donald Trump behind bars were right there. Let's play cut 121.
And we've ended weaponized government where, as an example, a sitting president is allowed to viciously prosecute his political opponent, like me. How did that work out? Not too good. Not too good. And I have stopped all government censorship and brought back free speech in America. It's back. And 2 days ago, I signed an order making English the official language of the United States of America.
Also, shout out to Ty Gon, $20. Thank you, guys. He says his message was, "Thank you, Charlie." Hello, Ty Gon.
It was Charlie. Yeah, but
Charlie. Very good.
Yeah.
So,
No, I think it's
lawfare.
French. Charlet.
Hey, I got a lot of friends in France.
Charlie Kirk.
you do. The French love you.
Who wants to take this? Whoever can chime in.
Français.
Is this the end of the modern lawfare state? Who wants to take it? That's a big question.
Blake.
Have we seen an end? And the point being that it's now not just it's not just unethical, so that it's wrong, but what Trump might have done is that it actually could create a political force that could displace you, meaning that it's now politically dangerous to do this.
I think, given how aggressive the left got, kind of the best way to check it is a sense of mutually assured destruction. And if there is a fear that if you go way beyond the bounds of what it can remotely be justified, that you'll get vaporized by the DOJ in some way, that will encourage polite behavior. And an armed society is a polite society, as a lot of gun rights activists like to say. And we can have that same principle apply to lawfare. Like, the best guarantee against lawfare is that both sides can do it to each other.
Mutually
thank you,
assured.
Max Q, for $5 donation. Thank you very much.
Let's go to cut 122, one of my favorite remarks, just calling out the Democrats for who they are, what they believe, and their nonsense. Play cut 122.
And once again, I look at the Democrats in front of me, and I realize there is absolutely nothing I can say to make them happy or to make them stand or smile or applaud. Nothing I can do. I could find a cure to the most devastating disease, a disease that would wipe out entire nations, or announce the answers to the greatest economy in history, or the stoppage of crime to the lowest levels ever recorded. And these people sitting right here will not clap, will not stand, and certainly will not cheer for these astronomical achievements. They won't do it, no matter what. Five times I've been up here. It's very sad, and it just shouldn't be this way.
All right, I also want to say thank you, Shoanek and Shadow, for your support. They said, quote, they couldn't stand for the victims. May God help them. Poor Pocahontas couldn't even look up from her phone. Also getting lots of questions asking about our hat. That is charliekirkstore.com. Ryan will put it in the chat. That is charliekirkstore.com if you guys want to wear this 47 hat or this Doge shirt. All right, let's watch this. Mic's on.
Crazy.
And can we please get Nicole Wallace? I want, and then can we tweet it and really do our thing there? 1:30, please.
In 2018, DJ was diagnosed with brain cancer. The doctors gave him 5 months at most to live. That was more than 6 years ago. Since that time, DJ and his dad have been on a quest to make his dream come true, and DJ has been sworn in as an honorary law enforcement officer, actually a number of times. The police love him, the police departments love him. And tonight, DJ, we're going to do you the biggest honor of them all. I am asking our new Secret Service Director, Sean Curran, to officially make you an agent of the United States Secret Service.
So beautiful.
That's so proud. None of the Democrats will stand up.
Not a single Democrat. Look. With the video.
That was a touching moment.
And that's Mark Curran, the same guy that was next to Trump in Butler, Pennsylvania.
Yep.
So here is now, with that framing, breaking news, Nicole Wallace. Again, it takes a lot for me to kind of get outraged about cable news chattering. Like, it's just kind of talking at each other.
They have to come up with something.
I talk about
but-
maybe less than half of 1% of incendiary stuff makes it onto the Charlie Kirk show. Usually, come on, like, whatever.
Yeah.
Play cut 143.
But I think this was a lesson in finding one thing that you let yourself feel. And I let myself feel joy about DJ. And I hope he's alive for another, 95 years, right? And I hope he lives and the life he wants to live. He wants to be a cop. He knows what he wants to do. And maybe when you have childhood cancer, that crystallizes for you. And I hope he has a long life as a law enforcement officer. But I hope he never has to defend the United States Capitol against Donald Trump supporters. And if he does, I hope he isn't one of the 6 who loses his life to suicide. And I hope he isn't one who has to testify against the people who carried out acts of seditious conspiracy and then live to see Donald Trump pardon those people.
Are you?
That is just, I mean, how do you make that mental jump?
Did you hear the sound of silence from our panel for like 2 seconds?
like
That
the
was
pain
just like-
within.
I loved this right here. President Trump informs Jason Hartley. Whoever gave the president this advice, I think I know who it was, probably Susie or Taylor or the great team over there, to kind of do the Oprah Winfrey thing. And just kind of like, and you get a car, and you get very smart, right?
That was great.
And you go to West Point, and I'm pardoning you, and you're doing this. Boom, very
And the
smart.
executive order. The executive
Oh,
order.
it was amazing. I mean, it was a reality show. This wasn't. It was like, what news? What is he going to do next? By the way, did I not predict the West Point thing? I was like, he's gonna offer.
Yeah, but I don't know. You might have got some early advance notice. Yeah,
I have no sources.
By the way, Charlie can't even talk about half the stuff he, so whatever.
133.
We're joined tonight by a young man, Jason Hartley, who knows the weight of that call of duty. Jason's father, grandfather, and great-grandfather all wore the uniform. Jason tragically lost his dad, who was also a Los Angeles County Sheriff's deputy when he was just a boy, and now he wants to carry on the family legacy of service. Jason is a senior in high school, a 6-letter varsity athlete, a really good athlete, they say, a brilliant student with a 4.46, that's good, GPA. That's good. And his greatest dream is to attend the U.S. Military Academy at West Point. I'm pleased to inform you that your application has been accepted. You will soon be joining the Corps of Cadets.
Don't you love
Wow.
that?
Yeah.
It's just great. I don't know how you can hate on that. If you're a Democrat and you didn't get up, I mean, I didn't see the crowd shot in that moment, but if you're a Democrat and didn't get up, I mean, how do you not celebrate that? It's America's preeminent military academy, and this young man just had his dreams come true. Well, like, what are you going to hate on? Because he's white?
And you can tell
Like,
you
what?
can tell he was legitimately surprised. Too.
Yeah.
That the best part about that interaction, he did not see that coming at all, and he was like, "Oh my gosh," because he's young. Kids can't fake it most of the time. He was totally shocked.
And by the way, you saw that with the young cancer survivor, DJ.
Yeah.
He when they told him he got to be an honorary member of the U.S. Secret Service,
Yep.
and he gets a hug from the Secret Service director, and his dad's lifting him up. I mean, truly, truly touching stuff.
Did you know that over 85% of grass-fed beef in stores is imported? Thanks to a loophole, foreign meat can be labeled product of the USA just because it's packaged here. That's why I trust Good Ranchers, where 100% of their meat is born, raised, and harvested in America. No shortcuts, no questionable imports, just high-quality beef, chicken, pork, and wild-caught seafood. And right now, with their New Year, New Meat promo, you'll get free ground beef, chicken, or salmon in every order for a year when you subscribe. Plus, use code KIRK for $25 off your first box. Support American farmers, honor our veterans, and get the best meat in the country. Go to goodranchers.com, American meat delivered. Let's go to some reaction, actually, from the opposition. Here is Comrade Sanders responding to President Trump. Play cut 146.
Nobody who was 150 years old or 200 years old or 300 years old
Takes one to
is
know one.
receiving Social Security checks.
Is that an SNL?
No, I was gonna. First of all, why does it look like he's in a PBS studio?
Why does it look like he's 130 years old?
I know exactly.
For a second, I thought that was like one of our guys doing Bernie Sanders.
thought it was
as
a
bit
shtick.
on.
Yeah.
That's Bernie. I will say Bernie has
look at him.
Bernie
There.
has impressive stamina. I have to say. I mean,
How old is he now? Like 84, 85?
like the octogenarian thing is really kind of hurting our politics. Like, come on, guys, you got to just go be with your grandkids. Like, be a normal person, right?
83,
Is he really?
1941.
He's so old.
So he turns 84 in September.
Pramila Jalamabalbalbalabal, 145.
I just walked out of Trump's address, joint address to Congress.
It's hilarious.
I went there because I was insistent that I wanted to hear directly from him what he had to say. But after hearing him spew lie after lie after lie, racism and xenophobia at the
gosh.
center of everything,
Shut
I
up.
walked out. And I'm going to insist that we stand up for our constituents, for the American people across this country, and fight back so that we can make sure we're delivering for working people everywhere.
All right, I've been corrected. It's Jayapal.
Yes. Yes. She is the, isn't she the like leader of the Progressive Caucus within the Democrats?
Something like that.
Yeah.
We've got
Rachel Maddow, Big Mad, play cut 144.
For the record, the economy that he was left by President Biden was not a catastrophe. It was literally the best economy in the world. It was described by The Economist magazine as the envy of the world. That was the economy that was left to Donald Trump by Joe Biden.
Well, it says the multimillionaire who gets $20 million a year to work 1 day a week. Spare me, Rachel Maddow. Everything's just fine for you.
Let's go to Jake Tapper, play cut 139.
Never heard a president attack the opposition in a speech like this in such a pointed way, even going after to use a rather derisive nickname for Senator Elizabeth Warren.
Right.
A derisive. Such a derisive, Mr. Fake Tapper, who was part of the cover-up. Was it part of the cover-up of his senility? And then he comes out and says, "Inside the cover-up of Joe Biden's senility." Like the guy is talk about just absolute brazen like BS. I mean, from a political commentator. The guy, and he is a political commentator. He's not a journalist. This guy's a partisan political commentator. And to know that tape exists of you, and to still have the gall to go out and write that book. Anyways,
David Axelrod, who's probably trying to speak truth into the Democrat Party, he'll be ignored. Let's play cut 150.
So it's one thing to mine our differences. It's another thing to try and heal our differences. And that is, that's the difference between real leadership and political expediency.
Would it have been healing to stand for Mark Fogel? Might have been.
No, I agree. You are absolutely right.
DJ
Scott.
Johnson.
What I will do what you will not. I will say, I think there were times when they should have risen. I think what Al Green did was despicable.
Despicable.
151, this dialogue continues.
And at some point, you got to stop blaming Joe Biden, and you're going to be accountable. And, he must have met Biden a dozen times in the speech.
I mean, the X, I love you. You guys were blaming George W. Bush in year 8 of the Obama presidency.
No, but you know something, Scott? We learned something from that. we learned something from that.
He's been in office for 40-something days. I am hearing a lot of cope. These social issues, you know why he talks about them?
He's good.
Because they work. They're like 80-20 issues, and he's on the right side of them, and Democrats are on the wrong side of them. It worked in the campaign, and nobody, he's not talking about the right things. It worked in the inaugural. It's working in the executive orders. It's why he put it in the speech tonight. And on immigration, you're exactly right. It's his number one achievement so far. The border's effectively closed. The line of the night was they kept saying we need new legislation to secure the border, but it turns out all we really needed was a new president. Without question, in my mind, top scoring.
I just have to say, I feel
subscribe to our podcast, charliekirkstore.com. And finally, thank you to the great Real America's Voice family, Parker and Rob, for allowing us to have this platform tonight, for all of the partnership download the Real America's Voice app. That's my final call to action for you. It's free of charge. God bless you guys. We are back. The golden age is here. We'll see you tomorrow.
Don't cry.